This is my beloved Jaguar XJR, and a lot of you have been asking for an update on this car, whether there's any new issues with it. Well, there are a few, and there's some persistent electrical issues, but also one big issue, which was that my neighbour crashed into this car. So I'm going to go into detail in this video. Now, I've had this car for about a year and a half, and a few months ago, this has been a long drawn out process, my neighbour passed their test, and they about 24, passed their test. Very nervous driver who doesn't really know how to manoeuvre their car, and my driveway, I've got them right next to me, so they decided to forward into the space because they don't know how to reverse, and then reversed out of the space, turned the wheel before they were clear of my car, and scraped the front of their car all the way along the driver's side of my car door and the front wing. So I had a nice big scrape from about the middle of my door all the way to the front and all the way onto the wing, and it damaged the trim on the side here. So I've always imagined that if something like that happened, that I would go mental and come out guns blazing and have a fight with someone, but I didn't actually. I was very calm about it, and I thought, what's wrong with me? But at least they came to my door straight away and said, I've hit your car, sorry. But it was a long drawn out process because the trim that goes down the side of the door was impossible to get from Jaguar, because they had a issue where I think their systems got hacked, so they couldn't order any parts for any car. So I was waiting for about 4 months with a big scrape down the side of my door, crying every time I got into my car because it wasn't the perfect thing that I bought. But now it's been painted and repaired, it's not gone as smoothly as I would have hoped. It's moments like these that really highlight the importance of proper insurance coverage, and luckily, because my neighbour was fully at fault, their insurance covered this in full. But it made me think, if I was out on the road and I'd been driving, how important it would be that I was covered properly. And that's where Adrian Flux come in. They insure thousands of drivers across the UK, and they have a team of genuine car enthusiasts who can tailor a quote to your car and you as an individual. So no matter what you drive, click the link in the description and get yourself a tailored quote from Adrian Flux. Now, I spent some time finding a reputable repairer and sprayer nearby, and he's sprayed the door, sanded it down, and they've had to put a bit of filler in the door because it was slightly dented, and there was a bit of a dent at the front of the door here, and then they've had to spray the front part. But it turns out that although I thought this car was pretty much in perfect condition, it had had an accident in the past, and the door had previously been repaired. So where it had already had some filler on the door, when they've put that in the oven in the paint shop, it's sort of shrunk, and that's caused some rippling in the paintwork. So I can see 3 different sort of dented bits. They look like dents, but it's where it's shrunk, so it's not flat. So that's now means that it's not perfect. So luckily the guy has agreed I can take the car back, and he's going to redo it free of charge to make it as it was before, because although it's not his fault, it kind of is in a way. So I want it to be perfect. It was perfect when I bought it, or at least to the eye it was perfect. So I think it should be returned to perfect, because I was not even in the car was sat in the drive, parked, so it's literally not my fault whatsoever. Now, there are some other issues with this car which don't relate to the bodywork, but to the electronics mostly. One of which has been persistent since I've owned the car. I did have it looked at, but they didn't quite get to the bottom of it, so I've booked it in again. And that is that the dashboard, when you do a long journey over about an hour, it then suddenly thinks that it's overheating. So the temperature gauge goes from normal temperature straight to the red. So then you start panicking, going, oh my god, the car's overheating. And the car goes into restricted performance. So I've booked it in to have it looked at next month. don't know what it could be. So I'll keep you updated once we found out what the issue is. The other issue is when you indicate right, it says that the rear right hand indicator has failed when it still works. But I'm thinking perhaps because when my neighbour crashed into the side of the car, they broke this sort of side indicator here. So perhaps the electronics still think that it's not working when it is now. So maybe it just needs to be cleared on the fault codes and then it'll be okay. The other one, which I've mentioned before, is when I go over a bump, there's a rattle noise and it's sort of a dull... It's hard to describe, it really is. I can't describe it to anyone. But I've had comments saying 10 or 15 different possible problems. So trying to hone in which one it is quite difficult. So again, I've booked it in and it's going to be looked at because I found a very good Jaguar specialist who's very affordable. So I trust him to work on my car. The other issue, what is it? It's got too many now. It's been okay recently, but during the winter months when it was really cold, January particularly, even if I'd driven the car that day, you'd come to unlock it again. Normally the air suspension just automatically goes up. It wasn't, it was staying right down to the ground. And it normally, if it does that, says, oh, it's too low, don't drive it, and then it goes up. But it wouldn't do that, so you'd have to warm the engine up, then rev it, and then it would start going up. So I'm not quite sure what that is, but maybe it needs repressurizing, or maybe the compressor isn't working properly. Yeah, I mean, the previous owner, just before he sold it to me, curbed it. So he did give me 500 quid off, but I haven't actually got around to having them refurbished yet. But even without the scratches, it's got typical age-related grit and dirt from the road that has just etched into the paintwork, especially on the inside of the wheel. So I'd like to have them refurbished so that they're perfect and beautiful. So that's about it really. I mean, it's nice to have a car pretty much perfect, but it is 20 years old, 21 years old, so it's going to have little imperfections. And without sort of going, right, I'm going to respray the whole car and have it completely stripped and put a new door on it completely, then you're not going to get completely perfect. But we'll try and get as close as I can to making it reasonably immaculate. So in the next video I will give you an update on the rest of the issues, and tell us if you want to see any other cars on the channel. It's hard to get hold of cars because we're a small car channel, so manufacturers are less likely to want to lend us a car, but I will be testing an old Saab 900 Turbo soon, so that will be very interesting. So stay tuned, make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you next time.